This video is brought to you by America First Insight. Help support the growing conservative movement by becoming a member today. And if you want to support this channel, you can also use the code REAL when becoming a member. Thank you and enjoy the video. So the vast majority of you probably have seen this recently, but for those that don't know what I'm talking about, in the last 2 to 3, maybe 4 to 5 weeks, there's been a bunch of people going around and claiming that Trump's approval is collapsing, he's hated by everybody, he's super unpopular, and it's a lot of people that I respect. It's not just random people no one ever heard about. These are people that I respect, and I agree with a lot of things they are saying. But that doesn't mean that everything they are saying is true. And in fact, a lot of the stuff they're saying about Trump's approval the last couple of weeks, if not the last couple of months, it's an over-exaggeration. It's overhyping this idea that, oh, Trump is collapsing, his approval's going below 10%, it's all over. That's what they're claiming. And I really want to talk about what Trump's numbers are really looking like. Are they really going down by 80 points? Is this fake? Is this real? What's going on here? Because a lot of people are now believing this idea that, oh, Trump is below water by 30 points, MAGA is over, gotta pack it up, it's all over. But what do the numbers really show? And I want to start with RMG Research, and I want to be clear about one thing. RMG Research is not a perfect pollster. They're not the best pollster in the world, but still, they're better than some of these other pollsters pushing BS. And look at this. All right, Trump's approval, yes, it has gone down. I'm not denying this idea that, yeah, his numbers more than likely have gone down. But according to RMG Research, since late May, it's been positive every single week. They do a weekly poll. And yes, it's gone in narrow. All right, it went from +7 in the middle of June, which was right before the Iranian strikes and the Epstein stuff, and it did go down. Like, I'm not denying that. Like, yeah, it's clear. His approval, even according to RMG Research, it has slid by 6 points as of now. But at the same time, they still have Trump at +1. It's not like he's at -30 points according to RMG Research. And even you look at a pollster like Rasmussen Reports, which I respect Mark Mitchell, I just disagree with some of the stuff he's saying. But look at this, all right? Trump's approval, it has gone down since the early half of June, where it was up by +6, +7, and they have it at -3. They do their daily tracker, and they have it -3, or I should say -4, excuse me. But the funny part about that is, that's not even the lowest they've had this term. Back in the middle of April during the tariff stuff, when everyone was losing their minds and saying, oh, the Great Depression is happening, we're going to have a 80% inflation, it's all over. Trump's approval back then, it reached its lowest point at -5. So even according to Rasmussen Reports, which again, I like the guys over there, they do a good job, but their own numbers are showing that, no, Trump is not even at the lowest point of his term. Now, it's been consistently lower, true, but it's -4, -3. That's a sampling error. And you can argue maybe it's statistical noise, which we'll get to that, why that would be in a second, but even then, these trackers for the daily polls, for the weekly pollsters, they're not showing this collapse. So it's baffling to me that people are saying, oh, everyone hates Trump now. Based on what? There's no trackers right now that do this daily or whatever. They're showing this 50-point swing. Yeah, it's gone down, but people are overstating how bad it really got for Trump. And you know what? Let's look at the RCP average, because that's what everyone looks at. And even again, they're not showing Trump at -30. Right now, it's -5.5. And you may notice something yet again. There was a swing against Trump. He hit his best point in late May at -2, and his lowest point was -7. So roughly a 5 to 6 point swing, just like every other pollster. But still, that was his lowest point. Ever since, it's been slowly trending upwards. It's now up to -5, -5.5. So it's stagnated. So right now, Trump's right now at 46% approve, 51% disapprove. That's it. where's this idea coming from that he's at -30? There's a 20-point shift. Oh, I know where it's coming from. The same crappy pollsters that these same people that, again, I respect, they called them out years ago for being crappy, suddenly are quoting them and saying, look at this, Trump's approval's collapsing according to Reuters and YouGov. Yeah, YouGov has a -12, Reuters -16, CBS News -16. Clear outliers. You take out those 3 polls, and the entire average shifts 3 to 4 points. Yes, Trump's underwater, but every pollster, you may notice this, outside of like 4 or 5 of them, have it within 5 points, or even positive, according to Trafalgar and RMG Research. Outside of that, CBS News, Reuters, the YouGovs of the world, yeah, they have a -16, -12, but they suck. They're shitty pollsters, and they're pushing the same crap they've been pushing for years. Even Fox News, -8. That's a clear outlier. Morning Consult, even, -7. That's a bit of an outlier. Every other pollster, meanwhile, they're showing it, yeah, negative, 2 or 3 points or whatever, maybe when you combine that, but that's it. That is all Trump is seeing right now. So my question is simple. Why are people saying he's so unpopular now? Why? Hell, compared to his first term, and this is the part no one talks about, Trump right now, again, -5, at the same point in 2017, was at -20, and I know there's some real bad pollsters back then, I get that. But that's a 15-point swing just 8 years ago. Even Mark Mitchell at Rasmussen Reports, his own poll shows that Trump's approval is above significantly where he was in his first term. In fact, roughly where Obama was in his first and second term. So yeah, there's no proof of this 20-point swing overnight. Trump is historically unpopular. No. There's no evidence of this whatsoever. He is unpopular, I should say below water, but that's it. By 3 or 4 points, not by 20, not a 30-point shift. It was roughly a 6 to 7-point shift since the first half of June. And I want to talk about that because a lot of people are saying, oh, it's because of the Epstein files and the Iranian stuff. That's part of it. I'm not going to deny that, yeah, the Epstein files, more than likely, it demoralized a chunk of the base. A lot of the Trump base, they're saying, okay, this is stupid. This whole situation was handled badly. I'm done. But is that really them saying they hate Trump now? Or is that just a response bias of them saying, oh, Trump did such a bad job that, I hate his guts now? That's more of a emotional backlash because this is a big issue for some people. And you could argue they're not hating Trump like, oh, he's the worst president ever. It's just more so, oh, this handling of the Epstein files were so bad that I'm starting to get sick of this administration. Yeah, right now I somewhat disapprove. Or a better answer could be they're so demoralized right now, some of them are, they're not taking polls. The same thing happened in 24, by the way, just the opposite effect where, oh, Democrats got rid of Biden, and suddenly they had a surge in enthusiasm. And that's why you had that magical Harris surge in August and September. It was because Democrats were more likely to take these polls, more likely to say, yeah, we love Harris, she's the greatest thing ever. But in reality, it was always fake. That's what I think is happening right now. There is a response bias. There is some statistical noise because the Epstein stuff was such a big story, still kind of is, that a lot of people are saying, well, it's over. Pack it up. It's all over. MAGA's done. The same thing happened in April. People forgot about that. Look at this. Back in the middle of April or late April, -7. The same thing happened. Rasmussen, RMG Research, they found the same thing. People were panicking. They're saying, oh, we disapprove of Trump. But then a couple weeks later, it went back to normal. Or at least back to like -2. The same thing is more than likely happening. And it's not just because the Epstein stuff. The Epstein stuff, yeah, it's a big issue. But I would argue it's really 2 major issues that's causing Trump's approval to go down. Well, really three things. One is some of the weird messaging when it comes to the amnesty stuff. Like, don't push amnesty. The base hates that stuff, but that's kind of out there. A lot of people are mad about that, but a lot of people realize, that's not going to happen. But the two main issues for why Trump's approval has stagnated a bit is the economy and inflation. People are worried about inflation. They're saying, hey, wait a minute, the prices for food haven't gone down yet. Hey, some of the gas prices have gone down a little bit, but not as much as it should be. That's what I think's really going on here. The average independent voter, that's what they care about. This idea of these independent voters, they care so much about the Epstein stuff. No, they care about the economy. They care about inflation. That's why Trump's approval went down in April and May, even though a lot of it was kind of bullshit. Some voters were skeptical. They're saying, hey, wait a minute, the experts, in quotation, they're saying the economy is going to crash. That's what they were saying. But either way, though, I do think that Trump's approval, if he gets the economy moving again, which I think he will, his approval would go back up. That's the number one issue for a lot of people. They're just not trusting the state of the economy. They want to see more. And I agree with that. I think this is one issue with Trump that I don't think he's done enough with. Fixing the economy, getting inflation under control, getting housing under control, which I know part of that's because the Fed's worthless, but still, there are things they can do to solve this. It's not just Epstein. Yes, it's part of it. That's made part of the base demoralized. But you're seeing these huge swings with independents for two reasons. A, some of those Trump voters, they're demoralized right now. They don't hate Trump or whatever. They're just saying, politics is stupid right now, or whatever. And that happens in the summer months. This happens every year. Every year, these right-leaning independents, they're more likely to not take polls in August, in July. That's why every year you see this magical surge for Dems in the summer. But in reality, it's not real. It's just independents that lean to the right. They're not taking polls. At the same time, the economy needs to be good. And it's not right now. But I do think there are signs that, yeah, this economy can improve dramatically. But it's got to be done quickly because, well, it's almost 2026. We're 4 months out. I do believe that the economy will boom in the early half of 26, more than likely. And that's going to help Trump quite a bit. But for now, he's got to do even more. And he's got to appease the base. He's got to do something about the Epstein stuff. Just release what you can. Stop saying, oh, there's nothing there. Just release it. Be done with it. Whatever it is, whatever. It's done. It's over with. Just release it. That would appease a large chunk of the base. Not fix your approval overnight like some people are claiming, but it would help solidify a chunk of the vote. They're kind of skeptical right now. But anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. Godspeed to all of you.